Alright, people, we're back to talk about September, all the movies and series I watched in this month of September 2023. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Man, great song and great line. What did you do the 21st night of September this year? I was sick, so I didn't do much. But all the other times of this month, I was watching movies and different various series. So we're going to talk about them. Of course, you can let me know in the comments below what you were watching in the month of September 2023. And let's jump into this. Starting off with the series. First of all, I checked out Poker Face. So I was staying at my cousin's house for a bit, and they have Peacock. Like a premium subscription. I do not, so this is my only opportunity to take advantage of it. And Poker Face it's a show that came out this past January, and I'd heard such great things about it. A lot of people saying it's one of, if not the best series of 2023, like one of the best new series of the year. So I watched it, at least the first episode. I watched the first episode. I just didn't really love it. It just kind of felt like another Criminal Minds, NCIS, that type of network television show. It didn't feel like anything special, which I was really hoping for, especially given a star such as Natasha Lyonne, and also Rian Johnson wrote this, Knives Out. I love those movies. So you would have thought I would have loved it more, but I didn't. Now I did, of course, watch the remainder of Harley Quinn Season 4. This was a great season. I cannot wait, and I'm hoping for a Season 5. Of course, we have the Kite Man spinoff coming as well. You can check out my reviews for Season 4 on my other channel, The DC Life. Also, Superman and Lois. Now this Season 3, ended a couple months ago, but I fell majorly behind. I was 6 episodes behind and just never got back around to watching it until now. So I finally finished up the season, and my God, what a good show this is. It's so crazy to see the comparison, the fact that this is a show on the CW, and you look at these other Arrowverse shows, like The Flash, especially in those later seasons, yikes. But this, a masterpiece. Especially, man, the ending of this, Bizarro, Doomsday, is just chef's kiss. Beautiful. I cannot wait for Season 4. And finally, for series, of course, Ahsoka has been continuing on Disney Plus. And, when I talked about it in my August video, we'd only seen, I think, the first 2 episodes. And I wasn't super into it at that point. But now it is my favorite thing to watch every week. And I love this show so much. This show is what Star Wars should be doing right now. I mean, I'll be honest, Ahsoka herself is probably my least favorite part of the show. But I mean, obviously, Anakin coming back was amazing. Sabine is a great character. I also love Baylan. I think that is a great character that was really unexpected to be liking that character as much. But I'm really interested to see where things go in this finale, which of course, when you're seeing this video, the finale is coming out tonight. So that's really exciting. I just love the series, and I'm really excited to see how it ends tonight. Now, as for movies, I did rewatch American Pie Girls Rules. I watch this every year since it came out. I enjoy this movie. It's nowhere near as good as the original American Pie films. It's still good. I still enjoy it. Still watch it every year. Champions. This movie came out earlier this year, theatrically in March. I saw it in theaters, loved it. Ended up getting it on, I think, DVD. It was either DVD or Blu-ray. I think just DVD though. A couple weeks ago, and so I ended up watching it. Great rewatch, great film, really heartwarming. I did do a review on the channel, so check that out if you haven't already. I did also rewatch Teen Titans Go to the movies, and I'm not a huge fan of Teen Titans Go. I definitely much prefer the early 2000s Teen Titans cartoon, but there's some parts of this show that I still enjoy. It's funny in some regards, but this movie is, not only is it legitimately funny and has a great soundtrack and everything, as a DC fan, there's just so much fan service and cameos and references, literally so much going on in this film that it's just some things are super obscure, but I absolutely love it. Like, there's some great, you got Nicolas Cage's Superman. What a great reference that is. There's references to like super obscure DC Comics characters. You got Detective Chimp in here. There's a reference to Smallville and just like so many other of my favorite DC things. Even Pennyworth, which I haven't seen Pennyworth too much of, but there's just so many great references in here. If you're a DC fan, you should totally watch this movie. Now, I also watched Batman, the 1966 Batman movie. I'd never seen this before. I am a huge fan of the 66 series. Of course, you know, Adam West, Burt Ward, very campy, very cheesy, but, you know, it was 1966. But I'd never seen the full-length movie. And I was really excited for it because, again, I love this iteration of Batman. Very classic, very comics accurate, very just fun and funny. And especially to have a movie where you have these two characters going up against the Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler all at once. I thought that was going to be really cool. But honestly, I didn't love it. I mean, it wasn't... I think it's just because, you know, they stretched it out to a movie. I think this format and this iteration of the characters just works better in a, you know, 20 to 30 minute runtime of an episode. So it doesn't really work as a movie. But, I mean, this film did give us so many iconic memes, including the bat shark repellent, so it's iconic for sure. Now, another movie I watched for the first time is College. Of course, you know, I just started college, so pretty, you know, with the times for me. This movie was great. I watched it with my best friend, and he loved it as well. It's very similar to Superbad, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And in fact, my best friend actually even likes it more than Superbad, which is really interesting. I don't think I would go that far. But, you know, hilarious, swearing, raunchy, inappropriate teen comedy. It's great. I love it. Coming of age story. Really amazing film. Now, something a little bit different I watched was All Too Well. This is a short film by Taylor Swift. So, of course, you know, Taylor Swift, pretty famous lady right now. I haven't been super into her music in recent years. You know, I used to be a big fan of her growing up when she was doing the country music, but then she like moved away from that and I kind of fell off a bit. But you know, this short film came out, it's supposed to be like the music video for her song All Too Well. This came out a year or two ago, and like I'd heard things about it, but like I never really cared enough to watch it. But it's on YouTube, it's only like 10 minutes. I don't remember what initially like influenced me to go and watch this, but for some reason I just randomly did. Also the fact you got Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien, I thought that was really intriguing. And man, I mean, first of all, I really enjoy this song All Too Well, especially, I mean, she did a 10-minute version for this short film, so that was really cool. But this is one of the best short films I've ever seen, especially like considering this is her Taylor Swift's directorial debut, I believe. I watched some of the behind the scenes stuff, and it was really interesting and really cool to watch. Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien's performances both just equally emotionally heart-wrenching. This is such a tragic story, but such a real story. And also the fact that it's all based on a true story of Taylor Swift's love life with Jake Gyllenhaal, which was another thing that got me to watch this, because I had no idea that was a thing. I didn't know Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal dated. And now there's a short film about it and a song. And, you know, even if you guys don't like Taylor Swift, if you're a fan of Sadie Sink or Dylan O'Brien, I recommend checking out this short film just for that, because, man, it is hard-hitting. This is a really well done, really emotionally impactful film. Now, complete opposite of that, again, you know, on that Peacock subscription, I watched Renfield, which came out earlier this year. It's, you know, very cheesy. I didn't love it. I'm just, you know, it was supposed to be cheesy. I just wasn't super into it. But then to balance things out later that night, I did watch A Journal for Jordan, which, my God, a beautiful film right here. Also based on a true story. Directed by Denzel Washington. You got Michael B. Jordan in here. Shantae Adams. This movie apparently introduced her. I'd never seen any of her previous work. She was fantastic in this film. And of course, Michael B. Jordan, incredible as always. And just, again, another very emotional, heart-wrenching film. But I love stuff like this. And especially the fact that it's based on a true story. It was just really, really a great movie. Now, I did also watch Grease live. Of course, you guys probably know at this point, I'm a big fan of musical theater. I love the original Grease film. But, for a while, I've been wanting to rewatch Grease live because the last time I'd watched it and the only time I'd watched it was when it first came out on TV all those years ago when it was actually live. But it is now actually currently streaming on Paramount Plus, and especially when I found out and realized that Aaron Tveit was the one that was starring in Grease live, especially after Aaron Tveit, he starred in the Broadway adaptation of Catch Me If You Can. Huge fan of that show, that movie, and I was just in a production of that, so obviously I'd listened to a lot of Aaron Tveit music recently, and so seeing him in Grease was really awesome. And also Jordan Fisher, and his Magic Changes. Great song, great addition to this story. I love the story and I love this version of it. Now, also that night, kind of keeping in the kind of like 50s, 60s teenage life, I watched American Graffiti for the first time, which was really cool. It was really interesting. It was kind of like a series of vignettes. Like, all these characters were connected in these stories, but they each had their own story throughout the film. It was very separate, but then it came back together in the end. It's, senior year, there is a lot of self-discovery, like, oh, what is next for us, all that stuff. I really enjoyed it. I mean, there were some parts where I got a little bit bored, but for the most part, really great film. Meet the Fockers, just like early 2000s classic. Great cast, Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller, hilarious movie right there. Oh, I got 2 pictures of it, but yeah. And also, of course, Barbenheimer. I finally fully experienced Barbenheimer, of course, back in July. I did watch Barbie when it came out first in theaters. I did not get to see Oppenheimer, but as you guys may have seen, I did do a review for Barbenheimer a couple weeks ago because I went on a little date with the Barbenheimer double feature. I watched Oppenheimer, great movie. Barbie, I still like it more, but definitely go check out my Barbenheimer review. 2 of the best films of this year so far. Now, I watched Crazy Stupid Love mainly just for the cast. I mean, Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Marissa Tomei, Julianne Moore, and Kevin Bacon, like, fantastic cast. But I did find myself pretty bored with this film and actually just spending a lot of time on my phone. So not super memorable, but I ended off the month with a rewatch of The Little Mermaid. I watched this live action version when it came out in theaters back in May. Now it's on Disney Plus, so I rewatched it again, and I love this version of the movie. I talked about it in my review for the film. I'm pretty sure I like it more than the original animated classic. I just really love the changes that were made here, the new songs, the adaptations of the songs. Obviously, there are some parts that are better in the original, but I really enjoy this version. So now September 2023 has come to an end. Like I said, I watched plenty of movies and plenty of a series, but now it's time to move on to October. We got spooky season upon us. So of course, I'll be watching plenty of Halloween content as well as some other stuff. I do plan on going to theaters, seeing some of these other newer films that just came out recently that I haven't had a chance to yet, that are kind of, maybe some award season buzz, like Dumb Money and The Creator. So I'm really excited to see those. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about everything I watched in September? And what did you watch in the month of September 2023? And what do you have for plans that's coming out next month, or technically this month, in October? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.